CRUD operation using Python and SQL. For this tutorial, to keep it simple, I'll be using SQLite 3. The first thing to do is to import SQLite 3 into our Python script. The second one is to establish a database link. So to create a database connection to SQLite database. Then the next function we will write is a function that will generate the literature table. So this is the function to generate the literature table, and you can see the SQL query over here. The next thing we have to do is to write a function that will perform the create operation. Okay, that will perform the create operation. The create operation insert into books, title, author, and the year, and the values is going to be this, this, and this. The values are going to be passed in as a tuple. The next function we want to write is a function to read, and that function is going to create a cursor, then it's going to execute this SQL query, which is select all from books. Then for the third one, which is the update, I have a function that will modify literature, which is you can see update books, set the title, the author, the year, where the ID equal to this. The last function that we'll have to write is the function to remove literature, which is basically to delete literature. To delete literature, just delete from books where the ID is this. Like I said initially, the ID is the primary field of that particular database table. Now we write a function that will bring everything together. A function that will combine, that will create the database connection, that will create the tables and all that. So you can see this particular function we have over here. It will try to establish a link. You can see this DB link that we have. It will try to establish the link from this particular table, from this particular function. Then if it is a valid link, it will come to execute all these other ones. If not, if you just print error, cannot create the database connection, then it will time out of the program. Then for this other one, if the DB link is valid, then create literature table. You can see the insert literature function that is accepting the DB link, also the novel data. So this field is going to be reading everything that we have in the database table at the moment. I want to update the novel with the ID of 1. After update, I'm fetching everything I have in the database. Then I will remove literature with the ID of 2. After removing the literature, don't forget, I'll pass in the DB link, then I'll also pass in the ID of the literature I wish to remove. So that is what I'm having over here. Then after I'm done, I'll still fetch all the literature that I have in my database. Then after doing everything, I'll close. Lastly, we bring in this particular expression to execute the program. So let's try out everything we've been doing so far. If I open this, you see that currently there are no database files. So let me run this program. You can see now I have a database file over here. We'll come back to that database file. For now, I want to make more room here. So you can see table created successfully. Okay. Then it added books with the ID of 1 and 2. You can see all the books that we have down. After deleting the book with the ID of 2, you can see in your VS Code, you can go to the extensions marketplace and install this SQLite viewer by Florian Klamfer, and it will give you the opportunity to view the database file directly. This will not display properly on mobile, but just you can see the database table.